Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Shofar Girl, and this is my shofar. Hi Zach, how's it going? So I'm going to go on about something I got last night, but I looked some things up, and the light of the Lord, because He is your light, and you need to let Him shine through you, and as well as He is your light upon your path. So, see, the first one I have is Psalms 27:1. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The next one is 1 John 1:5. God is light. In him there is no darkness at all. The next one is John 8:12. I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. Let's see, where was I? Psalms 119, 105. Your word is a lamp to my feet, a light to my path. Another one is Genesis 1:3. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. Another one is John 1:5. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it and will not overcome it. I do these lives to shine my light. A lot of the time I don't even want to be here. I fight against not doing them at all. I fight against deleting my channel. And I think a lot of it has to do with I keep going by numbers. Hi Andrea. They're fluctuating so much that sometimes it throws me off, and I really need to stop paying attention to the numbers. Because even though the numbers are fluctuating and not getting very far, as in doing videos or my lives, I still come and share the message. I still come and share my light to help others. I know that, yeah, it's a struggle, but God can use you in a variety of ways, whether it's just showing up, sharing a message, and that's all you get. He can use that to his advantage to help others, sharing your struggles and what you went through and what you are still going through. He can use that to help others find their light in him, and guide them as well. Uh, some of the things that I see, I kind of found it funny that when I was in process of setting up this live, the entire day has been pretty cloudy, rainy, dark. And then just as I get my title and start, get it set up and get it going, the sun comes out. I kind of find it funny. You gotta let your light shine. And so that's why I'm here, to shine my light. I should say shine God's light, because it's God's light through me, because I'm his vessel and he uses me how he wants, whether I want to or I'm fighting against what he wants me to do. And sometimes it's not so much that I'm fighting against what he wants me to do. It's more of I'm fighting against the darkness of trying to keep me down. And I kind of got to the point of where whether I have one person or I have zero, I'm still going to make lives. I'm still going to share messages, still bring peace and understanding and comfort to those that need it. And that's what I'm here for. And I'm not here for those that are against me, for those that don't see what I'm trying to do. I'm doing it for God, and he'll use me to reach those that he needs to. Andrew saying, girl, I'm sorry for what happened at your live yesterday after I left. My name came up, but I just wanted to let you know I don't condone what happened. There was more going on there than what was actually going on. I saw more into what was actually happening. So, no big deal, Andrea. That's why I got to the point of where I said that I was going to put him in timeout with God. Because I saw more than what was actually being said between those that were interacting with that person. And I'm not worried about it. That's why I'm saying, I'm shining my light to reach those that need it, that are grieving, that are sad, depressed, lonely, that need a little love, need a little understanding. And I care about everybody, sometimes in ways that I can't explain. But I also don't dwell on it to the point of where it eats at me or consumes me. My focus is myself and God. And I share this because the fact that I really think a lot of people need to understand this. That you can love someone, you can care about someone, but it should not be your entire complete focus on that person. The focus you need to have is on God. There's been some other things that have gone on that kind of like what's happened with my daughter. I just pray about it. I care for her. There's not much I can do but pray. Kind of like what happened with Mr. Buzz when he kind of up and disappeared. Not much I can do about it but pray. Knowing God has everything under control. I care about everybody that comes here and those that end up coming later on down the line. I care about people. And it's hard for me to share how I care about people because a lot of the time I don't know how to put it into words or fully express how I feel about people because of the fact that so many people have taken it wrong or misinterpreted it or misunderstood it. And if it's something that you're going through as well, I definitely understand. I gotta move my phone because got a little glitching going on. See if that works better. And that's why I continue to do these, sharing my experiences and what I have gone through, as well as knowing what others are going through as well, whether they have already gone through it and they're trying to process what has happened, or I'm not even sure how to explain this either. Sometimes being able to explain something that you don't have words for can be difficult. It's even harder when you do try and explain it, you're misunderstood or rejected, or they just downright don't understand. And it can be hard for someone to be able to do something like that and be looked down upon. You're insensitive. You don't really care. So much more that it hurts me, and I know it hurts God. And I know that being misunderstood is something extremely difficult, and yet I see it as the enemy trying to keep you down, keep you shrinking, so you don't shine your light, so you don't grow. See, Zach is saying some of us really care about people to a fault. Yes. Those with big hearts, I think, suffer the most, whether it's around people or behind closed doors. Yes. Hi, Seasons of Silence. Glad you can make it. Well said, it's difficult to articulate, but you are spot on. Just sharing your experiences, at least I understand. Thank you. Thank you. I know a lot of you that come here can understand what I'm saying. It's difficult to continue shining your light when you're being misunderstood and you're trying to either express or share what you can when you have no words to express or share. You brought ice cream, Andrea? You're eating breakfast for supper, Silence? What are you eating? Stuff that face. Okay, you're filling your face. But that's why I decided to do this live stream on shining your light. It's so hard in this time to shine your light and continue to shine your light when you're misunderstood, when you have no words to express what you really want to express. Oh, Andrew's saying no so far. SOS has the ice cream. Silence says eggs, bacon, potatoes, toast. Sounds like a good breakfast. I know it's dinner, but sounds good. I think it was a bratwurst, a cheddar bratwurst. Hi, Steven. Steven saying, no enemy here, chauffeur girl. Hope you're well. I'm doing really well. I'm continuing to do these. whether I have one person or not. And I know eventually it will grow, and I leave it all in God's hands. I leave a lot of things in God's hands now because it's not in my control. What YouTube does is not in my control. What God can do is in His control, and that's why I leave it in His hands. I've gotten to this point in the last few months of leaving everything in God's hands. What I can control and deal with, I deal with God's help. What I can't control, I leave in God's hands. Because He's the one that, He's the ultimate ruler. I mean, He can see the past, present, and future. So why wouldn't we leave what we can't control in somebody's hands that knows everything? And that's why I continue to do these, even though I fight against not doing them, fighting against, well, I'm not going anywhere, I'm not accomplishing anything. And the numbers are fluctuating so much that it's kind of hard to keep track. And so I know I really need to stop looking at the numbers because they fluctuate so much. And I leave it in God's hands. So I continue to show up and share what I can when I can. See. Not much, Jack. Just been trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my life. What about yourself? Well, where's your main focus at, Andrea? First off, I know at one point you were looking for a relationship, and I know that you were dealing with some things as well. But I know I've said many a times for a variety of people, especially on some of my videos, not so much my lives, but I know I've said it on my lives as well, to quit focusing on everyone around you and focus on yourself. Where's your mental health? Where's your spiritual health, your emotional health? Where's your grounding at? Once that is dealt with, life does get a lot easier. Andrea says, I'm feeling so lost so far, getting dragged down by anxiety, depression because I can't change my situation. Well, it's in a way somewhat your control, but it's also in God's control, like I was just saying. I can understand being lost, depressed, anxiety. But once I started getting to the point of dealing with my mental health and dealing with my emotional health and my spiritual health, things became more stable. And once things became more stable, my life did not seem that bad. It was all my perspective on how I was looking at my life compared to how I look at it now. Yeah, I'm still going through stuff, but it's this walk with God. It's going to happen. But looking at it in a much more positive, God-filled perspective can definitely change how you look at your life. And feeling lost, I understand that. I was lost for quite a long time. until the year of death. And that incident definitely opened my eyes to where things were going and how I was letting things affect me. And that's why I really feel that now that I am where I am, I can help those others that are dealing with that situation. And I'm not saying that it's not going to be easy to deal with your mental health, to deal with your emotional health, your physical health, or your spiritual health. It takes time, and you really have to focus on God and what He is sharing with you or showing you to deal with what has happened in your life. And sometimes you have to face it. Some of the stuff that I dealt with growing up, some of the stuff that I dealt with when I was married, especially when I was married, at one point I had PTSD because of it. Now it's gotten to the point of where what was the triggers I was dealing with the PTSD, the more I work on my mental health and my emotional health, it's gotten to the point of where those triggers don't affect me quite as much as they used to. I'm getting better about being out in public. I'm getting better about not letting certain voices affect me and send my anxiety through the roof. There are times that sometimes I feel like, in a way, I'm numb. And yet, I can still laugh. I can still cry. I can still smile. I can still be happy. It's kind of like a contradiction of itself. But then I started understanding that because of what I've gone through and where I am now, I see it as because it's me being stable for the first time in my entire life. I'm not so all over the place with my emotions and what I'm thinking and how I'm reacting. That things are more tolerable, like my perspective. That's why I did a video on looking at things at a different perspective. Because now I look at things in a different perspective. Sometimes, yes, I still kind of go all over. What are you saying there, Stephen? Your vulnerability, excuse me, your vulnerability shines through. I've been watching Love Your Grace so far. God bless you. God bless you too, Stephen. I'm glad you can make it. I need to move this light over just a minute. The sun's going down, so. Sorry, that was annoying me. So second thing I want to get at is God can use you in any way He chooses. and he can shine his light through you in any way he chooses. What does my shirt say? Blessed by God, saved by Jesus, filled by the Spirit. I got dog hair flies everywhere with these two dogs. So, thank you. I know I've worn it before, and I'm very limited on wardrobe, and that's okay. And individual circumstances are not what defines them. Yes, Zach. There's something more I can add to that, but I don't fully have the words right now to do so. It's basically depending on what you've gone through is what's going to help you. It's basically everything you've gone through is building you, and that's why I say look at it at a different perspective. Yes, what you went through was probably horrible, and it really affected you, but it has created strength in you that God uses. He uses, which has to go. What evil has intended to harm me, God has used for my good. Something along those lines. I don't have Bible passages memorized, so sorry. I do remember stories in different parts of the Bible better than others. She's eating right now, Andrea. Remember she was stuffing her face? I'm sorry. It's not very funny. I mean, yes and no. But like I was saying, what evil intends to use against you, God will use for your benefit. What has harmed you, Steven saying, looks like you're trying to catch up with my haircut now. Some people use wash and go. I think I used wash and gone. Well, my hair's in a bun right now. And I don't know if you've been here. I had my hair in colorful braids for a while. But it got to the point there where it was kind of hurting my head. I think because it's something I'm not used to. And I think the weight was really pulling and hurting. And I think the way I had used the tool to pull the synthetic hair through and the way I had done it, I think I created some of my own pain. So, but anyhow, so I was dealing with stuff last night and really trying to think about how to continue to go, how to continue doing the live streams, how to continue doing what I'm doing, even though like today it's different. Last night after the live stream, there wasn't very many people there. It wasn't so much that what happened on the live stream, it was there wasn't very many people, there wasn't very many likes, there wasn't a whole lot going on. And I know that it still can be used for God's benefit for those that watch it in the future, as well as any other thing I do. What kind of ice cream you got there, Silence? That's been happening a lot, Steven. Steven was saying, I watched, don't worry. I just stayed silent for a while. And it was more of, because I do watch the numbers, but yet I sometimes lose myself in those numbers. When they go up, and then they go down, and then they go up, and then they go down. It's kind of like it's exciting to see it go up, but then all of a sudden it goes down, and I'm just like, well, didn't I just have this amount? And then now it's this amount, and that's why I think YouTube has issues. That's all I can say for the way it fluctuates so often. So oh, that's on Jimmy. Ice cream Klondike with almonds. Been waiting weeks to buy. Feel blessed. When you can get something you've been waiting for a really long time, you really do feel blessed when you finally get it, right? Zach is saying he doesn't need a perfect saddle. He doesn't need a flawless steed. He just needs a willing spirit and a heart that still believes. Wounded horses sing. It's 100% true. Oh, that's a song? So I'm going to read what I got last night. And that's why I kind of did the live on what I did the live on for the title. I had gotten... What, you went up here? There you go. I love you too, proper. You're silly. Yes, agreed. Stephen was saying sometimes the Lord will tell you to zip it for different reasons. Yep. Like there were times where I was silent and couldn't say anything. And there was times where I was silent and basically had to there was things I wanted to say on certain people, but because of my typing is slow, I wasn't able to say much. There's been things I've seen that I wanted to speak out about, but he's told me it's not my place right now for that specific person. So sometimes as I see it, yeah, being silent for speaking out against someone, for being silent about it's almost like that saying I said a while back, God's timing for everything. There's a time and a reason for everything. And that includes, the waiting, the silence, the isolation. It's all about your growth and where your focus is. And it's all in God's hands in the first place. So it's definitely something to think about on where things are. Because sometimes I believe it even states in the Bible, about it's not your place to say something. Sometimes there's a time and a place for saying something. There we go. And sometimes it's timing. It's time. How do I word this? Maybe it's not your place to speak up about someone. And, in time, God will deal with it when He's ready to fully reveal what's going on. Also, timing about what you're going to do. It's kind of like another way of being silent is being picky and choosy about giving your pearls to swine. type deal. And so learning the differences between God's timing, your timing, what exactly specifically is He wanting you to be silent about and what for. Sometimes He doesn't always tell you, sometimes it's not your place. Okay, and move on. Stephen, he's saying, I won't keep my mouth shut over how beautiful your doggies are, though. I love them. I love them too. It's kind of interesting. There's times where I don't know how I'm going to feed them. And then there's times where I'm like, the only thing I can do is trust God and He'll help me feed them. Same with myself. So I got to trust God for everything. What are you saying there, Zach? Shofar girl, please don't torture yourself with focusing on the numbers of likes, views, or subscribers. Only the ones. Hey, no, stop. Wait. Leave it alone. That's a cat. He's across the street. Leave it alone. Oh, of course he comes walking over here. Hi, Tigger. Sorry, guys. My dog was going to try and go through the window at a cat. And this isn't my house. So I have no way of repairing a window. So I had to get after him before he broke the window. Sure it is. There we go. Now, let's see. Where was I? Focusing on the numbers of likes, views, or subscribers, the only ones who have told you you've helped them. Yep. I've gotten to that point of within the last few weeks. I thought, I'd say more like the last month, I've kind of been keeping an eye on the numbers just to kind of see where things would go, just to kind of get a general idea. And they fluctuate so much that it's hard to even know, am I going up or am I going down? Or, and it's, I should have stuck with what I was doing before, where I was like, I don't care about the likes. I don't care about subscribers. I don't care about the numbers. And I really need to keep sticking with that because of the fact that it fluctuates and changes so much that it's like, well, how do I keep track of where I'm going? And then I'm like, it's gotten to the point of like, in reality, in certain aspects, it's really not in my control. So I leave it in God's hands. Stephen is saying, only because my experience with my own dogs. Loyal and so loyal. Yeah. Jersey City Joe! Drum roll! Ding! You're so silly. How's it going? Oh, it's right here. I've just been talking. I haven't even gotten to playing yet, and it's already been half an hour, and I haven't played once yet. It's kind of funny. But we've been discussing some things, some things that have been. I felt like it was important to share for this one. Hey, watch it. So. Go lay down. I don't want to hear it. So, I do plan on playing. I'm glad to see you're here, Jersey City Joe. So, I'm going to share what I got last night when I was dealing with fighting against, the numbers. And that it's not really going anywhere. It's why should I continue, And so that's why I got this, and that's why I'm going to share it. And that's why I did my title the way I did it. Keep shining your light. I know that's not the title, but that's besides the point. Let's see. Ephesians 5, 7. Let's see. Where is it? I'll start with 6. Don't be fooled by Don't be fooled by those who try to excuse those sins, for the terrible wrath of God is upon all those who do them. Don't even associate with such people. For though once your heart was full of darkness, now it is full of light from the Lord, and your behavior should show it. Because of this light within you, you should do only what is good and right and true. Learn as you go along what pleases the Lord. Take no part in the worthless pleasures of evil and darkness, but instead rebuke and expose them. It would be shameful even to mention here those pleasures of darkness which the ungodly do. But when you expose them, the light shines in upon your sin and shows it up. And when they see how wrong they really are, some of them may even become children of light. That is why God says in the scriptures, "Awake, O sleeper, and rise up from the dead, and Christ will give you light." There's more to it, but I'm going to stop there. Oh man, I just... Sorry. Like I say, when dog hair goes everywhere, it's everywhere. So, I saw that as keep going, keep shining my light, no matter what anybody says. And so that's why I keep doing it. I'm just gonna keep going, keep moving forward, no matter what. So, how you doing, Jersey City Joe? More staffs? Boo? What are you talking about, Steven? Are you talking about the staffs behind me? These are the ones I've had for quite a few live streams now. Jersey City's Joe says, "I'm doing quite swimmingly. How are you doing?" I have more, but they're not worked on. Like this one is right here. This one is the one that is still needing work. The other two, this one I just need to resand because what I had used to seal it is coming off. Because I used floor wax to seal it, and so it started to chip off, so I need to resand it and use a different sealer on it. And then the one right here, this one, it's been an ongoing process, and it started back just before my season of silence period. So, and it's been an ongoing process. I had painted it. I didn't like the red on it, so then I took it off. And then I got it painted another way, was almost finished. It had fallen and created some damage on it, so I went to sand it out. Then realizing I didn't even sand the whole thing down before I even started painting it. So then I had to re-strip it all off, sand it all down, get it where I wanted it, and then I've gradually been painting it. So it's been an ongoing process. One made elm, or have you done that yet? I don't think I have done an elm one yet. These are just trees. These two are from trees that were in my backyard. And then that one was out of my sister's, she was my adopted sister at the time. Her backyard when we were clearing out trees. The tree that was being cut down because it was creating a forest in her backyard because of the tree. Because they grow so fast and they just shoot up everywhere. They spread quickly. They're like weeds. It wasn't a palm tree, but it the way the leaves were on the tree made me think of a palm tree. I just don't remember the specific name of the kind of tree. I might have to look it up. Elm stains beautiful when varnished. Good to know. Varnish. And I have to look into some varnish. Maybe do this one with it, or I have a variety of other ones that are. Some are still in the drying process, and some are ready to be worked on, but I can only work on one at a time. That's why this one got put on hold, so that I can redo this one. So an express canoe. So I did actually finally, I'm not sure where I put it. I got some wax to try on one of the staffs. I don't know if it's furniture polish or if it's. I know it's a wax. Hold on, I gotta. It's the same kind of stuff that I had kind of used on my guitar, but it's beeswax for wood care, and it's nourishing and anti-cracking. And the reason why I got the anti-cracking was because this one isn't finished drying out yet, so it continues to crack, and I don't want it to crack anymore. So that's why I had gotten it. Canoe won't do it, Susan says. Put it on a Cobra Chicken Express? Chicken Express in Canada Goose. Haven't eaten like this for a week. Need an hour, then ice cream. Yeah, I just recently got some groceries too, and after eating the same thing for a few weeks in a row, egg sandwiches and crackers. When you finally get food, you just want to eat, but I limit myself so that I control myself so I don't overindulge or be a glutton. Eat all the food before, the mutt's even up, So I kind of try and kind of space it out. I have a new recipe that I'm going to try. It seems like it could be pretty. It's chicken garlic Alfredo. And I'm going to use rice noodles instead of pasta noodles. Pasta and I don't exactly get along. Yes, yesterday, today, tomorrow, and I think Tuesday and possibly Wednesday. We're gonna have rain. So I did a live stream last night where it was storming, and it rained off and on today, and it's supposed to rain tomorrow and possibly Tuesday, and I think maybe Wednesday. But I go day by day because the weather thing always fluctuates. I know it does sound delicious. I came across the recipe, and oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot mozzarella cheese to sprinkle on the top. Oh well, I get. All right, come on. I'm not gonna keep that door open. Where you at, Maui? Oh, there you go. Watch out. Excuse me. Let's see. Sorry. All right. I'll enter it again in a minute. It's gonna be. I'm gonna do firstly cut up garlic, and I'm gonna saute that, and then I'm going to, cook the noodles and like pan fry the chicken, and then once all that's done, I'm gonna put if I remember correctly, how it's done is it's kind of like doing a chicken lasagna. If you've ever even heard of a chicken lasagna, it's actually pretty good. I don't do very well. My stomach doesn't tolerate ground beef, so I had to do an alternative. So what I planned on doing, because it was a recipe I came across, where you grease the pan, and then you put out the noodles, and then you put the partially cooked chicken on it. Then you put the sauce over all of it, and then you put cheese on top of that. You cover it with foil and stick it in the oven. I might have to relook at the time and temperature, but I planned on doing that and do it a little different than I normally do. So I like trying new recipes, trying something new, kind of changing up some of the stuff that I eat. I mostly eat just chicken and fish for the most part. Sometimes I'll change it up to different kinds of fish. Um, so we'll see. I'm looking forward to seeing how it turns out. What did I miss there? Oh, okay. So, but I am continuing to do what I would normally do. Continuing to shine my light, let God be my vessel. Or, sorry, I'm God's vessel, and God can use me as He wants, is what I was trying to say. So, I get a drink here. Let's see. Oh, there isn't one in here. Okay. What did I miss? Did you do? I do. I continue, even though I'm fighting with myself. Um, and I think it's more because I haven't quite figured out. No, let me put it this way. It's more of continuing to work on my mind and not allowing Satan to continue having that foothold in my mind. Let's put it that way. Because the more I push against him and take those thoughts captive, the less and less it seems to be so intense, seems to be as frequent, seems to be it's like he's losing his grip. Who are you talking to? I don't think she's here yet, Zach. It's not dumb, Zach. Just didn't know whether Fisherman's Friends was something different over there in the US. Hi, Nadine. How's it going? Glad you can make it. Always happy for people to come in. New people, people that are regulars. It's always kind of changing. But God's never changing. He's always the same. So I find it interesting. I'm actually doing pretty good. I was trying to. There was something I was getting and I wanted to read it, but I'm not finding what I'm looking for. Excuse me. I have no finding it. It's okay. So, I think we all have. Hi, the Lord's Quill. Zach was just asking about you. And I'll read that shortly. Glad you could make it. I was talking about, God's light, being the light of the world for God, and, we're his vessels. I did a lot of passages about it. Hold on, what? Steven saying, right? Let me stop you. Watch this live back, and please watch your first live post. You are there. They're confident, love it. Oh, so I'm more confident now than when I first started. Is that what you're saying, Steven? I find it interesting that you say that, for the fact that some of my videos and my live streams, it's almost like God is showing me that there is growth, there is change, there is a difference. Because the fact that they keep showing up in my own live feed or in my own YouTube feed. And I'm like, wait, that's my video. Why is my video in my feed? I find it interesting. Yeah, that's what it. Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay. So I know that it is going to take some time to, I think, achieve what I really want to achieve. goal-wise, so to speak. But I am getting to a point of where, yes, I'm more confident than what I used to be when I first started. But it's also more of, I think it's just a continuance of showing up and sharing messages and showing, or, sharing my experiences and sharing my growth with those that continue to watch. Step on the gas, girl. So are you saying I'm holding back? Sometimes, yes. Yes. Looks like we have another storm building. Sorry. Just go. Just go and don't let no. It's kind of like keep moving forward no matter what, right? Share what you know. Don't let anybody stop you. Let your light shine. Don't let anybody snuff it out. Oh, it usually just happens with her, especially when it comes to me. Because not saying that people aren't open to it. It's more of, I'm more open than most to hear messages and not block them. Well, hello. How's it going? Anger? Well, it is definitely something difficult to deal with. Yes, I have dealt with anger. Oh, I'm so sorry. Here, let me get my promise book out for you. I'm pretty sure there's some things in there for an anger. Let's see. That might be helpful. I know I thought there was one. No, I think it's another one. Definitely help you, for sure. I like to help. Aha, right there. Give you some passages you can read on anger. Sometimes, depends on what you're angry about, if I might ask. You don't have to give too many details, but it would be helpful to be able to maybe give you some more detailed advice towards what you're angry about. Here's some things. Like, I was angry about the things I was dealing with my ex. And it got to the point of where it was building so much that I wanted to do things I shouldn't do. Disagreements with my sister. Well, I'll give you these passages that I have on anger here. Okay? Wow, there's quite a few. All right. I'm going to give some specifics. Unless you're asking for specifics. And if you guys wouldn't mind hitting that like button to spread this message more out there. Yeah, it's disagreements with my sister. Here's Nehemiah 9:17. A forgiving God, gracious and compassionate, slow to anger, and abounding in love. You love your sister, right? it's kind of like similar things that kind of happened last night. Hey, Curl. Did I say that right? Welcome to my... Yeah, thank you. That was another one I was going to do. Curl was saying, see James 1:19-20. Be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to anger, because human anger does not achieve God's righteousness goals, or God's righteous goals. Here's another good one. Okay. The one I said or the one he said? James 1:19-20? Or was it the one I said? I mean, it doesn't matter. It's interesting to see, you know. That was just there. Okay. Stop. Here's another one for you. Yeah, I figured that's what you were talking about, was James 1. For his anger lasts only a moment, but his favor lasts a lifetime. Weeping may remain for a night, but rejoicing comes in the morning. And that's Psalms 30, verse 5. There's quite a few other ones. A quick-tempered man does foolish things. Proverbs 14:17. Better a patient man than a warrior, a man who controls his temper than one who takes a city. Proverbs 16:32. A hot-tempered man stirs up dissensions, but a patient man calms a quarrel. Proverbs 15:18. You're welcome. Sometimes when you're angry, stepping back and reading the verses, the more you have, the more you read them, eventually gets to the point of where I've noticed that it's kind of like counting to 10. I know a lot of people, that doesn't work for a lot of people. Well, the more you do it, the more it becomes a natural, to the point of where you can just count to 10. And if you're still angry, then you can continue to either count or take a walk. I mean, it all varies on what exactly it is you're dealing with. As long as you don't let it completely consume you to the point of where you do stupid stuff because you're so angry. Been there myself. Don't be stupid. Let's see. My finances are being played with again. I'm guessing Monday. I will be back out there without electricity or a place to legally stay. I started to get pretty ticked off. Yeah, I would get kind of ticked off too, but yet breathe. Knowing that, yes, you can't control it and you have no control over what's going on, but leaving it in God's hands is really the best place to put it, because the fact that he can control the outcome, you know, ask him for your help to get through it, you know. Anger is like self-control. The more you learn how to have control over it and yourself, the better you'll be able to recognize and react in a calmer manner. Yes, that's exactly what I was trying to get at there, Lord's Quill. Thank you. It's kind of like when I say that when you're dealing with certain stuff, the more you are able to deal with your mind and your emotions and your spiritual, they all work together. And I mean, even your body. I know sometimes it can have an effect as well. That is cool lightning going on over the horizon there. That is definitely different. Sorry, it was catching my attention. I got blue sky, then I got sun setting, where it's just a blue sky, and then I have a cliff right in front of me, and then there's some clouds that are just like this much above the edge of the cliff, to the point of where the lightning, it looks like it looks like the lightning is reflecting off the cliff instead of it just coming out of the clouds. It looks kind of cool. I do squirrel moments, guys. Sorry. If you know what that means. Let's see. Looks like you guys are kind of chit-chatting with everybody. The only one who can help you with control is the Holy Spirit. Yes. And that's why I was saying before, read these Bible verses as often as you can, especially when you're angry. The more you read them, the more it gives you self-control. I've been there too. Shalev was saying, I for sure grieve the Holy Spirit by giving vent to my anger. Not proud of that. It happened. But repenting for it, getting right back on that horse, yeah, it happened. But returning to Him, the faster you return to Him, the better off things will turn out to be. At least from my own experience. Let's see if there's any other. A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. And that's Proverbs 15:1. It better to live in a desert than with a quarrelsome and ill-tempered wife. Proverbs 21:19. But I tell you that anyone who is angry with his brother will be subjected to judgment. And that's Matthew 5:22. That's why you need to let go of anger, bitterness, rage. Here's a good one I was just talking about. Get rid of all bitterness, rage, and anger, brawling and slander, along with every form of malice. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ God forgave you. Ephesians 4:31 and 32. What, Matthew? Or the one I just read? Lord Quill saying, don't let shame put a wall between you and the Holy Spirit. Repent, ask Him to help you. And yes, I'll pray for you because you need people praying on your behalf. Know He still loves you. When angry. Both actually? Okay, cool. Like this I have two of these books, and if you get these books or something similar, that's why you need to, when you get or looking into getting, like I have this one here, and then I have this one here. And they have a variety of variations of different things that they talk about. And so sometimes I ended up with this one first, and then got this one a few years later, because it goes a little more into the fullness of what this one doesn't cover, as in it goes into anger, belief, charity, children's duties, comfort, contentment, correction, God's correction, courage, death, and just the list goes on of everything that covers in the Bible, and it gives you verses. Let's see. Yes, sometimes expressed emotion is a reconnection to feelings after numbness or I'm not sure how to even say that word. If that hits familiar, don't be hard on yourself. Keep seeking and fellowshipping with God. Yeah. Keep we go through a lot of different topics here when I do my lives. A variety of different things. So that's kind of what it's here for, is for fellowship and helping each other out, guiding each other, encouragement, helping with everybody's growth. If you're going through something, someone else might have a way of helping you through it. Like when I was angry, I used this book a lot, and I used this book a lot. I think I got this one because it gave me passages on anger. I think there was another one was the loneliness I was feeling when I was dealing with my ex when I was still married. Because I'm pretty sure I got this when I got married, or not long after I got married. There was a few other things in here that I was reading on that this one doesn't cover, and so that's where I got it. So kind of go with one that has kind of what you're looking for in it before you actually get it. Can be very helpful. The purple one, it doesn't say. Let's see if I can read that. There you go. That's all it says on the front. Doesn't really give me much on who did it. There isn't really an author. I mean, it was published, but there's not really an author. It's mostly New International Version in the Bible Promise Book. It's all really. Evangelical Christian Publishers Association. I found it. It's so small that you miss it. The Lord sees you. That's why you're here. Put on the armor of God and kneel before Him. You've got a purpose. We all have a purpose. Yes, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I don't know if that was helpful or not, but I found it. And sometimes I have to point this out too. It's okay to just walk away. Before you say something you'll regret. Before you end up doing something that you're gonna beat yourself up for. I have had to learn that the hard way. Sometimes just walking away before you say something. Walking away before you punch his lights out. Sorry. I've gotten to the point of where I can still get angry, yes. And I think we all can. But it's how much are you going to feed into that anger? To get to the point of where you lose yourself and start saying and doing things that you're not going to be happy with yourself after the fact. Numbness is self-defiance, just keeps us here until we find direction with God and reconnect. I kind of like this silence. It does kind of, it really does put a whole nother perspective on certain stuff. And that's why sometimes we do have to. The Bible is your blueprint. Everything you need is in your Bible. I mean, yeah, I know sometimes it's hard to find exactly what you're looking for, but that's why I find these helpful. Very helpful. And I've used them lots of times in my life. Oh, yeah. The Lord's close saying, when I get angry, I soon cry afterwards. Or soon after cry. I don't know, it just happens. It's a release. That's what it is. I would rather cry than be angry myself. There's a word called hangry. When you're hungry and ain't. Oh, okay, I see. That's why it was throwing me off. You're hungry and angry at the same time. You are easily irritated because your body needs food. It's kind of like those. Remember back in the day that I think they still do them. You're acting like this person, so eat a Snickers, and then you're back to being normal. I don't know. That's the light of God in you, not wanting you to be angry. Shula was saying, yeah, I don't know why I can't stand being angry. I'd much rather be sad. I don't know if that's something. It is. I've been there. Where I'd rather be anything but angry. I'd rather be sad, or I'd rather be. Oh, there's so many emotions to pick from. I think you've got back to your old self a bit again, and it's a great thing that. Who are you talking to there, Steven? I don't know. I haven't seen a message comment from her in a little while. Sheila was saying, I just lost my job as a caregiver in Arizona, and I loved my job, but I was involved in a domestic violence thing, so I had to flee and move to California to live with my sister. Oh, you were saying that to the Lord's will. That can be a lot of things going on at once, for sure. Okay, I figured you were talking about me. Yeah, I'm almost completely finished with my counseling for my PTSD. We're finally getting everything to a point of where I may no longer have PTSD because we've gotten everything under control. So I can understand. Part of it was figuring out why I was angry. We can get angry faster if we are tired or hungry, more than if we weren't. Yeah, when you are overly, okay, here's something I'll share with you. When you are going through lack of sleep, it's hard to share this, but I think it needs to be shared because of after the year of death, when I was dealing with so much at once, and it got to the point of where everything else I was dealing with, and things just kept piling up. And it got to the point of where my counselor eventually told me to give my daughter to my ex for an extended period of time because it got to the point of where it was beyond insomnia. I was going weeks without sleep, and it can affect you in more ways than you'll ever perceive. And at the time, I didn't know that. I was more grouchy. I was more reactive to things I should not have been reactive to at all. But considering lack of sleep, it gets to the point of where you're almost to the point of, in a way, I almost got diagnosed with paranoia because of the lack of sleep, because of everything that was going on. Now, that's not what happened, but I'm just saying it gets to the point of where lack of sleep interferes with your emotions. Lack of sleep interferes with your mental. Lack of sleep interferes with your spiritual. Lack of sleep interferes with your body. And that's why I'm saying and sharing this, because of the fact that now it's much better than what it used to be. But because of so much lack of sleep, it was interfering with so much of my life and so much of how I was dealing with my daughter and taking care of my daughter as well as myself, to the point of where my counselor said that you need a break. You need some time to sleep. You need some time to reevaluate your life, in a way. It is the best way to explain it, for the fact that I was all over the place, and lack of sleep real interfere, and being hungry can interfere as well. What doesn't feel like it at times? So I was saying it doesn't feel like it at times. SOS. Oh. So I've heard as well. Sleep, you need it for beauty too. So I've heard. um, Yes, I don't. I'm not exactly happy about that. SOS was saying that as former uh, clinic clinician. I'm not sure even how to say that. Sorry. Same as last night. I'm not sure how to say that. More people diagnosed with mental illness actually sleep deprivation. It's a tool now, unfortunately, depending on a variety of things. I can actually agree where it can be used as a tool, but there's a problem with it because of how it affects your mental and emotional state. For sure. So, who's ready for a little music? I've been talking for a while now. And have yet to play for you guys. That lightning is really cool. What is that purple crown thing by your name? Oh, that's the person that's talking the most. She's the one that's been talking the most recently. That's what those crowns mean, Lord Squirrel. There's 1, 2, and 3. And I think that's just the only numbers that there are for the ones that are talking the most. See, and then Zach's been the second person that's been talking the most. I need what? More. I need more. You need more. You need more what? Hearing me play would be so awesome. All right, Shalev. XP? Okay. You're not talking too much, according to YouTube, yes, but I don't go by those. Let's see. Watching this lightning outside my window is very entertaining. All I'm seeing is like it's dark sky, and then there's like a bit of clouds, and then there's the cliff side, and then like there's this much of between the cliff edge and the clouds, and the lightning is just in between that. It's just kind of cool to see. I have a fascination with watching lightning. Sorry. Oh, did you want to appear? There you go. God is so perfect. He definitely knows beauty. Agreed there, Lord Squill. Okay. Okay, Andrea. My dog must really like my playing, huh? Seasons of Silence was saying, "Here's my dog, Finnegan, curling up like every time you play." I'll play one. I don't know if it'll be exactly the same, but I'll do my best. Yeah. I'm trying to think. How long of a clip would you like? Because the fact that if I were to text it to you, it would only be 1 minute. So just let me know. Okay. Okay. Glad you could come. Hope you come again. Have good sleep. I know, right, Jack? Okay, Andrea, we'll get back. My thumb is actually feeling a lot better since last night. Since the goat head drew my blood. How dare that goat head? Them stickers are nasty. I'm always constantly picking them out of my dog's feet. Are you leaving too, Lord Squill, or are you just saying goodbye to Curl? a 70-pound dog who refuses to put any effort in moving whatsoever. I have an 80-pound dog, and he tries to lay on me, trying to get him to move. So, gotta do what we gotta do. Yeah. Okay, Lord Squirrel. Not sure if it'll be Tuesday or Wednesday yet. I don't know. I might just stick to just night times. It seems to be best for me. Um. Okay. Who? Huh? Do I have it? Oh. Let's see. Who are you talking about, Zach? That needs an email? Are you talking about Season of Silence? I don't know if I have her email. Okay, let me. My foot's going to sleep. Ah. I think it's because of how I'm sitting. Usually happens when I sit properly, and sometimes I don't fully pay attention and kind of lose how I'm sitting when I'm playing. So anyhow, well, guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you of those that have hit the like button. Those of you in the future watching this, I hope somebody gets something out of this. I pray God takes this where any of my live streams or my videos goes to reach those that need it. And to if you'd like to continue with me on my path, my growth, seeing where everybody else goes on their path and their growth, it's amazing to watch because God is amazing. Hit the subscribe button. You can donate if you'd like, and leave comments. I really do like reading comments on whatever you might have to say on that specific video, or maybe something to add that I didn't even think of. And maybe I could throw some new things together and make another one. I don't know. I just like reading comments. They're very helpful for me. How to improve and what I might be able to do videos or live stream on. And you're welcome, Seasons. I'm so grateful that I'm able to do this. So yeah, she's receiving it for silence. Zach, I read your comment. I'm just doing my ending thing, and then if it continues, then it continues. I just want to get it in there. That's what I was doing. So I probably won't stay on too much longer. The way the storm looks like it's building in might interfere with my internet signal, as in my phone signal, because I use my phone as my Wi-Fi hotspot, and that's how I do my videos or my live streams. So I kind of want to make sure that I still have time to do whatever needs to be done before the storm actually gets here and starts interfering with my signal. I would feel really bad if I, it went blank because I lost my signal and there was no way to end it, and you guys are stuck there. That would not be cool. So I try to keep an eye on weather, especially when it comes to these lightning storms, as they do interfere with my phone signal. So I might turn off my light and go watch the lightning storm. I like how it's flashing so much that it's like the lights are dancing in the sky in different variations. It's pretty fun to watch. Don't cry for suffering. Cry for the people who I've placed in your heart. Your heart is a prayerful heart that I've conditioned for my sake. My ears lean towards your whispers. I adore your voice. Sup? Hello? How's it going? Devour the strength that's inside. Geez, that's pleasant. Yeah, like I said, it's supposed to be for the next week or so. I'm supposed to have rain. Like last night was rain. I think the night before was some rain, but it wasn't really much rain. It was more just kind of a sprinkle. But last night was a good rain. And then this afternoon's was a good rain. And so now by the looks of it, it's possible we could get more rain. And I'm cool with that. I think I've seen you here before, Sup. Supno? Is that how it's said? Once before? Okay. Well, welcome again. I'm not sure how much longer I'll be on, but what brought you to my channel the first time? It skips the pleasantries. Okay. I don't know if I do have her email, but yeah, I'll give her yours. Yeah, I can do that. The cord presser? What about the cord presser? Yeah, it's not easy to explain. Basically, all it does, I don't know. See how it's creating grooves, guys, from how I've been playing. Each one of these presses down, and each one has some have one and some have more than one nub on them, that when you press it, it presses down on the strings. Oh, I do a mixture. Oh yeah, I do quite a mixture of different keys. Let's see. Is it this way? No, it's this way. So sometimes I do this one, which is C and C9. I don't know if you can see that. But I mostly just kind of flow. That would be cool to see him come back. Yeah. Zach was talking about. I hope Gypsy Catcher comes back soon. I mostly, a lot of it is I'm just flown in the spirit. My fingers go wherever they want. I basically let the spirit use me, and I just release my hands. And half the time, I don't even know what I'm playing. I mean, like, I'm hearing what I'm playing, but as in being able to memorize and be able to like write it out, it just happens. I don't know how else to explain it. It's the spirit, it's God. All glory to him, because he's the one that's using me and teaching me. You know, like there's certain things that he is teaching me about it, but as in allowing him to just flow through me and play it, yeah, that's all on him. And there's no way I can teach somebody how I do it, because it's God. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. You know, I haven't seen him in a while either. I have no idea. And no, Andrea, Gypsy Catcher is not KB Skywatcher. No. Gypsy Catcher is someone I met during one of my other live streams that is from London. And we got to talking about guitar and all kinds of things, so. Let's see if I can get this back on here. So I look forward to seeing KB come back. And that's why I'm not, giving up on doing what I do, sharing what I share, continuing with doing what I'm doing, whether I have new people or not, whether I have one person or not. It's going to turn into a video, and eventually it will reach who it needs to reach. And that's all I can do, is basically, let God use me, and then he'll take it where he needs to go. No, KB is not Kirsty. KB is, I believe, from, if I remember correctly, could be wrong, Australia. I know, right, Zach? The Lord is so wonderfully faithful. All we gotta do is just put it in his hands and wait. That's what I thought, Andrea. The more people that come in, it's kind of hard to... Yeah, when I get off live, I'll do that. So, trying to keep track of everything sometimes. I think if I don't have a notebook, the more people that come in, it might get a little more difficult, but it might get to a point of where, like, I see it getting to a point of where possible, hard to keep everything straight with the chat, even with slow mode on. But then again, who knows where things will go. But I'm looking forward to seeing where things go, as in myself and this channel and you guys. Seeing who new comes in and see their growth, just really seeing where things go. I'm really looking forward to it. So, yep, patiently waiting for him and his timing. Yeah, his timing it's everything in his timing. E minor to C major love music? Are you saying you love my music? Those are the ones he's been working on me with those ones for the most part. Because they're not as, how do I explain it? And until I get better about being able to switch around, let's see, like when it comes to jumping around with all the different chords. And so when it comes to this one and this one and going back and forth, it's easier than when I go to do these three and then trying to bounce around to the other ones. The way they're leveled, they're created in a stair step that I run my fingers into them and then it interferes with me flowing smoothly and playing. So until I get used to it more and be able to really jump around a lot quicker, I mean, it takes practice, it takes time. And it's the same way when it comes to practicing it without the chord presser. Wow, that is definitely a mouthful to say right there. But I mostly let God lead me in what ones he wants me to hit and what he wants me to do, and that's just kind of how I leave it. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. A lot of people are going to see it as in, using the chord presser and I'm cheating. Well, if my hand cramps up, then how am I supposed to continue practicing and playing and getting better if I can only last 5 minutes when I don't have the chord presser? And that's kind of the way things are going. That's God. That is how God is using me right now. So that's what I'm going to stick with. I mean, how can you argue with that? And I know people are going to look at it as like cheating, or looking at it as in, because that one guy was talking about it being cheating, and I'm like, it's not cheating. I mean, if it's how you can play it, then that's how you can play it. I also know that there's probably people out there that have no idea what the fullness of what I'm doing actually is. And that's because the fact that they're not here on a constant basis. They don't see the effect it has on people. They don't see that this is part of, as I know now, is part of my ministry. It's to soothe souls, as well as giving messages and blowing my shofar. And I know there's much more to it, but until one, I get better about playing it and my growth takes off more. It is a learning tool. Yep. And it is for beginners. And yeah, I'm a beginner. It's only been what now? 5 months? 6 months? Something like that since I started. Yes, they don't give up. That is a plus. Sup was saying I actually am working on that myself. Squeezing too hard. I can't squeeze it or push it down hard enough. I just don't have the hand strength yet, but it's getting better. I need to get one of them hand finger strengtheners that Mr. Buzz had told me about trying to strengthen up my fingers. But yeah, it gives you an edge and it makes it easier to play, so you don't give up. That's a plus. Wow, that one lit up the sky. So definitely, I'm not going to give up in what I'm doing here, as in me playing, blowing my shofar, giving messages and sharing at least what experiences I've dealt with in order to help others. I mean, start off small, work your way up. That's how I see it. Eventually, the more you grow, the more you can help others, and the more you grow, the more you can help others. Yep. And on that, what do you want? No, you've already been out. I don't care. You're a knucklehead. Yeah, you know it too, don't you? Yes, you do. Ding, ding, ding. Are you a drum? Is your head a drum? Dun, 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 dun. You don't care. I do my stand, man. And there's nothing wrong with that, Zach. Zach was telling SOS, it's not weird. I'm not really excited anymore. I'm getting scared of its weight and responsibility, to be honest. Don't let that completely keep you down, though, Zach. I think that's some of what I was dealing with. The rate. The responsibility and the weight for my purpose and what I'm going to be doing. I'm only just getting a glimpse of some of what I'll be doing. I do know that there's going to be a lot more entailed, but right now, baby steps. One step at a time, guys. One step at a time. So, and that's kind of how I see it. And that has made it where it's a little easier to deal with that weight and responsibility. So if you look at it like that too, try not to focus so much on that fullness of it. Just one step at a time. Please don't knock over my guitar. Thank you. So, but I think I'll probably play one more tune. This storm is starting to get really close now, and like nervous before a concert. Yeah, that's kind of that is a feeling for sure. Okay. I'm gonna move that. There we go. Got lost there, guys. Sorry. I mean, not sorry that I'm playing something different, but sorry that I kind of got lost. But I was, just playing in the spirit and just really just letting myself go, because I don't really do that very often. I mean, on the lives, and I'm trying to be more confident in just letting it happen. So that was definitely different from what I normally do. So I know it was different, and I did catch a message before I kind of let myself go about it almost seemed like a kind of a lullaby, if I remember correctly, is what it was said. Oh yeah, sorry, Lord's Quill, I didn't see you. I kind of was in my own thing in there. It almost is, but it's Zach was saying it's really like your closing song for each live stream. Choker Girl, I can seriously almost hear the lyrics, like my ears are straining to listen for them. And that's what I get too. Like there's times where I'm like I can almost get words to it, and that's why sometimes they sound similar every time I play them, and then there's times where I'm just like it's different, and I'm starting to get to the point of where I can really start moving around on that chord depressor. I am not sure. Andrea was asking why Kirk doesn't come anymore. I don't think it's not that he's not coming. It's he's. I think it's still an internet issue. But I mean, we all. I think who was it that was talking about doing silence? He might be going through his own silent time. I mean, everybody has to go, or I don't think it's everyone has to go through a silent period, but there's times where I think it's his way of really getting your attention to really focus on him and nothing else but him, and that's how I saw the silence when I went through it. So, trying to catch up on messages here. I know eventually he'll come back. Yeah, it's definitely. I didn't think it was gonna be so much uh, work entailed to learning the guitar. But I take each day as it comes. I practice when I can. I mostly I follow what God directs me to do. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. Zach is saying, well, to me, it seems like it's meant to be show for girl, as if we have both heard them before, and that why it feels like that. It's on the tip of our ears, tongues. Yes, exactly. It's like right there. That's why sometimes I'm like leaning in just a little bit, like I hear it, and there's something there, and other than more than just the tune, it's like I can almost. It's like I'm playing words I'm hearing, but there's no like the words I'm getting is the only way is I'm playing the words. Does that make any sense? Like I'm playing the words I'm getting, but there's no like it's not like the words I'm speaking out. It's almost like here's a way I can think of it. It's speaking in tongues, playing the guitar. I don't know how else to explain it, but that's one way of putting it. Is like I'm playing the guitar and I'm speaking in tongues, playing a tune. And I know it sounds funny, but you know what? I don't care. But I can see what you're getting out there, Zach. Definitely, it's like I can almost hear words when I'm playing. Sometimes it's a tune, and sometimes, like when I'm playing the tune, I'm getting as it's like there's words there, and I'm just quite. So yeah. Anyway, so I'm trying to gauge where the weather is. Yes, yes. Zach was saying no. I meant the music is correct, but lyrics have been formed, just not revealed yet. Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah. Can you guys imagine the landscape in biblical times? I kind of look forward to it. I know it's going to be a lot prettier than the what we have right now. Yeah, silence. That's what I'm like. It all depends on how people look at it. So, anyhow, well, guys, I'd love to stay longer, but I need to go stretch my hip before I completely lose the feeling in my leg. Are you talking to me? Start there with writing. I mean, just free write about it. There's some songs that I have written out. I just don't really have a tune for it yet. And I'm kind of back and forth between the tunes and what I'm writing. And so it is a work in progress, especially when I have no idea how to write songs. Hi. Yes. Yeah, yes, I love you too. Mwah. Yeah. Oh, okay. I see. I think I misread what he was saying. Biblical times. Okay, now I got you. So much more easier back then. I mean, yeah, things were difficult. Like, think about it though. We're spoiled compared to what they had back in the day. So, right? Someone was saying, imagine how clean the air was, and if you are hungry, just pick fruit, and if you need money, pick flowers. Water free. Well, excuse me. How about I move over for you? So, but I love you guys, and not sure when I'll go live again. I'm still kind of working things out on timing, as in what time would be best. Especially for those that come regularly, and I think between 7 and 7:30 p.m. my time seems to work out fairly decent. I was wanting to kind of change things during the week, but during the week it's still have to kind of gauge and I guess experiment where the best times will be during the week. So I mean, it's just going to be fluctuations, but for the most part, Friday and Saturday will still be pretty much the same time, 7:30, unless something comes up, and then I'll post what's going on that on why I might not be able to, or it's been moved, and we'll go from there. So, but God bless you all. I love you all, and have a good rest of your night, day, or afternoon, or wherever it is you are, and whatever it is going on. Trust in the Lord. So, big hugs. You're welcome, Sup, and everybody else. There we go.